Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about more of headphones, and I'm actually going to dig through my headphone collection, and we're going to start with a bang. So this is one of the few budget headphones that I have under $100, and it's actually even one of my favorites. Actually, for me, it competes in my favoritism even compared to my more expensive cans. So this is just around $79. We're going to talk about the Grado SR60 for today. And as I mentioned in my title, it's still super duper nice even in 2020, for $80. I would say this is well worth the price that you're paying for. But let's take a look at it first. So in terms of the overall build, this is definitely the same build compared to what you had 30 years ago. This is an all plastic kind of design, but it's still super duper nice in terms of the overall look. Let me put it on my ear. So in terms of the overall look, it has that retro kind of feel. So actually, this is one of the reasons why I super duper love this thing. They didn't change the look at all, in their 30 years of producing this SR60s, and that is a really nice look for me. It's built of mostly plastic here. At this side, you do have that retro kind of logo. You have a leather pad here at the top, and actually, this is already 8 years with me, and the leather didn't bog down, and that's one of my issues with some of my Audio Technicas and some of my headphones. Leather bogs down after some time. Of course, one of my major issue with this one, unfortunately, I don't like this part. So this just falls, look at that, falls really easily. So after some time, maybe the glue that they used here already bogged down. So this comes off really easily. I need to do some repairs on this, but definitely yes, this is the kind of the weakness of the Grados. And actually, even after 40 years, they didn't change this. So I'm hoping that they will improve this kind of design in the future. You do have a very thick cable, so this is not actually your portable kind of cable. If you want to use this for portable use, I would recommend changing the cable out for a thinner kind of cable. I didn't change mine yet. I want mine stock. In terms of the overall fit on the ear, this is actually super duper nice fit. So they do have this kind of foam covers here at the top, and this is very nice on the ear. This is one of my most comfortable headphones because it just sits nicely on the ear. It's super duper plush, and of course with that open kind of design, it doesn't feel suffocating at all on the ear. And it's a very light headphone as well, so it's very easy to just wear this for a long listening session without any fatigue whatsoever. But yeah, definitely in terms of the overall build quality, they kept their heritage here, which is something that I appreciate. However, in terms of build, it's not the best build at all. It's not something that you want to just throw in your bag and will survive. You need to take care of the Grado SR60, maybe put it in the case if you want to get this one. Now let's go to the sound, which is one of the reasons why I super duper love this. So this is just $80, guys. $80 for an open back can, and there's not a lot of open back cans with $80. So just right there, I would say that's value for your money. If you want to try an open back can, if you haven't tried it at all, this might be a nice foray, a nice entry to open back cans in general. This was my first entry to open back cans, and it opened up the world to me. Like for me, an audiophile, I do want to emulate having a band right in front of me playing for me, and open back cans kind of does that the best in my opinion, because open back cans, the air is more natural in terms of the overall movement to your ear, because it's an open back kind of design. So I do appreciate open back cans, and if you want to try one, this might be a nice foray into that. So it's a bright sounding headphones. Actually, it's kind of fairly neutral until 1K, but it does go up from 2K up to 10K. So definitely it's more of a bright sounding headphone. So it's an open back sound. This is super duper airy. So this is one of the key strengths of the Grados. Airy kind of sound. It's very lively and also very engaging. So it's more kind of a dynamic kind of listen. It's warmish in the overall presentation. It has some grittiness to the sound. I would say it's kind of a Grado grit. It's not the most clean, most precise sound. If I'm gonna describe it, it's kind of like a slight distortion maybe in the drivers, but yeah, there's some grittiness to the sound. It's not your cleanest sound overall, but that makes it kind of a soothing listen with the Grados. So definitely this is more geared towards a casual listen. So this is not your hyper detailed, precise kind of listen. It's more of a warmish kind of soothing listen. So this is not your maybe Bayer dynamic that has more of a tight monitor kind of sound. Is in the other part of the spectrum. So bass here, while substantial, is not super duper elevated. It's fairly neutral from 1K below, with some dips starting at 100 Hertz. Bass has a slight boom though, so on the ear is a touch more elevated. So that's why for me on the ear it's kind of like a U shape because of that slight boom. But the bass doesn't go deep. It has some slight punch, which makes it kind of a more lively bass. But bass heads will find this lacking, so this is not your bass heads headphone at all. But definitely yes, bass is not the most prominent in these. It's just all right here. Mids is in the lush side, but not as lush as maybe your HD600. This just fairly thick in the presentation. Vocals are not super duper forward in the mix. Like in Hard Times, Paramore, the female vocals are more relaxed, a bit laid back. As well as in Eric Clapton, I Shot the Sheriff, it's a bit laid back in the mix as well. So this makes it kind of a warmish, soothing, again, kind of listen. But vocals here are pretty airy, again, nice energy there. So this super duper airy, which makes this lively, engaging, kind of listen. So mids, I would say, is not the highlight of the SR60. I would say if it's a little bit more forward in the mix, it could have been better for me. Even yes, for me, you won't buy this for the mids, but you will buy this for the highs. So the highs for me is the unique selling point here. It's definitely more of a bright presentation. The cymbals sound nice, full, airy, and energetic as well. It can be ever so slightly fatiguing, but definitely it has a very nice extension on top. This was a great detail retrieval and good body at the top. So definitely yes, if you're into highs, this might be something that you can consider. Detail wise, there's fair detail here, but this is not the strength of this. This is not your hyper detailed precise listen. Response is also just fairly good, so the drivers here won't equal maybe your planar, maybe the Fostex T50RP Mark IIIs. Not like that here. This is more of a not a super duper responsive headphone. Stage is also pretty intimate for an open back can, but definitely yes, this is an open back, so the stage will be bigger than most of your average closed back cans. More of an open back can still, but more in the intimate side, in the open back can side. Imaging here is also not prominent, so this is not something that you want to use for mixing or for any mastering work. Separation is also not that prominent in this with that kind of warmish presentation. So this is not like your HD800 where you want, utmost separation in soundstage. Right, so for the Grado SR60, this is still a very, very nice headphone even in 2020. You have that kind of retro look. You have that open back design for around $80, which is a very, very nice value. And of course, you have that kind of bright sounding, soothing kind of listen. Still super duper fun listen. Anybody can pick this up and appreciate the sound here because it's just pretty fun sound to listen to overall, and a different experience because of that open back kind of design. So for $80, this is still very, very much worth it for me. This is still one of the best headphones that you can get for $80 because of that open back design. It's just a different experience overall. So even for 2020, even with the build issues here, I would still definitely recommend the Grado SR60. Still one of my favorite, even if I have 10 times more expensive cans. This is still in my kit, and I will continue to use this till the end of time. That is my review of the Grado SR60. Does anybody of you own the SR60? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of the SR60? Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And of course, thumbs up for more headphone reviews. I'm gonna try to go through my collection and maybe give you guys, a ultimate comparison, maybe a top 5 for me at the least, especially in the budget range, and maybe even, a 1,000 range. Top 5. That will be really, really interesting. Actually started with headphones. I have a bigger headphone collection before I went to IEMs, but now I have more IEMs compared to my headphones. But I'm still a headphone fan. I'm a fan of both, so yes, I'm gonna try to go through them and maybe review a lot more headphones in the future. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And of course, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye.